Hello, welcome on in everybody. The Void Gauntlet has been on the public test realm and live for just over 12 hours now, and I've been having a ton of fun playing with this new weapon. I've been trying out all the different skills and just seeing what works in PvP and what doesn't. Needless to say, I think that the Void Gauntlet is a good PvP weapon. I think it offers a lot of synergy with some of the other weapons, but I don't think it's going to be crazy overpowered either. There are some abilities that are very strong with the Void Gauntlet, and then other ones that I don't think are going to have a huge impact on PvP at all. So without further ado, let's get right into that PvP commentary. Starting off here, you can see I'm playing the Void Gauntlet Rapier combo, and been getting beat down by these two yellow as I came out here. Very low hit points after finishing one of them off. There you see he goes for his riposte. I counter with my own riposte on the Rapier. Fun fact on the public test realm, riposte has a 12-second cooldown now. Now keep in mind, none of these changes are permanent, but that is a huge buff to Rapier, and riposte is such a good ability for the Rapier, giving you an excellent counter to a bunch of different melee fighters. And there you can see two more yellow players end up showing up again. Different guys from the first time, but they're running a pretty similar weapon set. The one player with the Rapier jumping on top of me right away. He's going for some pretty crazy damage there, and you see I land a nasty over 2k backstab on that guy. I'm playing a mix of a dex and intelligence build on this guy, so my Rapier damage is very high on this build, and those guys have definitely got to be careful of those heavy attacks, and I just go right into the roll, try to feed him the riposte. Unfortunately, the riposte doesn't give me what I want with the counter stun there, and I'm forced to just retreat down the hill. This guy with the bow, and I believe the other one has a gun, and they are taking big chunks out of my health with those shots, just barely surviving as they shoot me. I fall off the edge, manage to make the potion, and now I've got the archer down here with me. He goes for his bow shots there. I'm just trying to get towards him. He switches to the spear, goes for the big sweep. I quickly roll off to the side and hug the side of the rock here just to keep myself from getting clocked by all those projectiles. The Void Gauntlet light and heavy attack, you can use them to fight, but I'll be honest, there's a lot of drag on the light and heavy attacks. It makes it very, very difficult to aim at a longer distance. I'm not sure if that's intended, but I'm sure you guys can see in the gameplay when I go for the Void Gauntlet lights and heavies, it's not the best thing. There you see, unfortunately, just escaping there and getting to the potion. We had him very low health with that counter there, and I just retreat back up to the top, throw down the circle here. This will give me additional stamina recovery and empower while I'm inside of it, so just give me a little bit of a zone to kind of get some resource back and kite. These guys putting out a lot of range pressure though, and I'm just using the terrain here, the rocks, to line of sight as best I can. A great read on the spear player's sweep there, right away into the riposte, the counter, and a heavy attack to finish him off. And now I've got just this gun and Rapier player left to fight, and I'll be honest, this guy put up a really good fight. So I start by throwing down the Oblivion Circle again, just giving me that great stamina sustain and a little bit of a damage bonus. Quite like that Empower when paired with the Rapier. The Rapier already does a lot of damage, so just putting a little bit more on that by buffing us up with the Void Gauntlet. And I try to stay on top of this guy. He's being very rolly though, so I'm missing a lot of the Rapier heavy attacks. And then right away into the Scream, a fantastic root and stagger on him, but he responds really well with his counter riposte. And really excellent timing there, completely preventing me from putting any kind of offensive pressure off that nice stun. And then I just go for the body slam again. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes I feel like it makes the gun players miss me more. A great stagger there again with this Scream. And then we both go for the riposte after I hit him with a couple pokes there at the exact same time. And no one does anything. And then we just go right back to fencing. This time I pull out the Void Sword. I'll be honest, when I'm using the Rapier, there's not a lot of point to using that sword. But the one thing it can do that the Rapier can't is it has a lot more reach. So that was kind of the idea there, because he's being so roly-poly and I'm having trouble just getting on top of him. Again, the ripostes in each other's face. The Rapier back and forth is all about the reads on each other. And me and this guy are just kind of doing the exact same thing as we fight. A really good stun there with the Fear, and then I go for the blade on the Void Gauntlet again, the Void Sword to go for that heavy. Just kind of anticipating he'd be a little further away, but we could have switched to the Rapier for a little bit more damage there. And we got some good damage into him with that combo. He goes for his counter riposte on my Scream. Absolutely fantastic timing to keep himself alive there. And I expect him to actually go offensive, but he ends up rolling behind the tent and a little bit of lag, and he pops across my screen. And then we just keep duking it out. He kites around the tent, healing himself back up. He heals really fast, like I heal fast, simply because we don't have a lot of hit points. So, yeah. Trying to stay on top of him. He's kiting me out with the rifle. He's low on stamina here, but again, I just cannot get on top of him in time. And then I just go for some offensive pressure. He goes for his flurry really quick. And I decide to stick on the rapier and go towards him. My stamina a little bit on the low side. Get a nice scream on him for the stun again. Rapier gap close through. Trying to feed him the pokes from behind. He goes for that riposte. Unfortunately, I went for the light attack just a little too soon. I got a little trigger happy. And he just continues to back up. Switch into his rifle. I get another fantastic stun with that scream. And we take him down. I'm going to be honest, the Oblivion Circle and the Scream are definitely my two favorite skills for the Void Gauntlet right now. And I think when pairing it with the Rapier, I'm actually going to switch out the Void Blade for the Orb of Decay. I think the Orb of Decay being a massive AoE just kind of projectile, very hard to avoid, and a lot of combo potential with the Scream if you can get a few stuns on players too. I think it'll be a good pairing with the Rapier as well. So that's something I'm eager to try out. I might actually try some of the tethers. Needless to say, we've got one more fight for you guys here, and you can see there is a few yellow players, and I start right away just by picking a fight with all of them, and they start putting the pressure on top of me. I quickly switch to my Void Gauntlet, throw down the Oblivion on the ground there, trying to get a little bit of sustain. I have noticed that the Oblivion stamina recovery does not work all the times, and we only got one tick of stamina recovery there. I'm not sure if I have to be inside the circle for the whole second or not. Either way, it didn't give me what I wanted in that situation, so I just retreat back behind the tree, throw down another Oblivion that's off cooldown. I go for the Scream. Unfortunately, both players back outside of my AoE circle, so nobody gets hit by it when I go for that there. And then I just switch to the Rapier, trying to go for a little bit of damage on top of the ranged player. And then back it up, back to the Void Gauntlet, and go for the Void Blade, just kind of picking it again for that additional reach in this situation, but I do think I will be sticking with just the Rapier and dropping the Void Blade in this combo. Personally, I think the Blade would be really cool with something like a Fire Staff or Ice Gauntlet, or even the Resto Staff, giving you a powerful melee option. And there you see I managed to bring down the first player. The second player, a friendly guy, comes in and helps me finish him off. And now it's just this guy left that was plunking arrows at me from the side. I'm going to jump on top of him, do my best to bring him down. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Of course, I will be uploading more Void Gauntlet gameplay, and I'll be sharing a build with you guys in the very near future, so look forward to that. If you want to find written guides to my builds or just more information on the game, including the Void Gauntlet, you can check out my website, pvpnewworld.com. Give me a follow on Twitter if you guys want to keep up to date with what's going on with me, and of course, you can follow me on Twitch if you want to catch that live gameplay. I feature the New World top 5 fights. If you guys have some clips of you rocking it in PvP and you want to see it featured on the channel, you can send that to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. This show is sponsored by What the Fast. It's a VPN for gamers. They can give you better ping to your favorite games, especially if you have really bad ping to start. It is free to try. There's a link down below in the description for you guys. And then last but not least, a massive thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting and allowing me to do this job. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching today. As always, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Look forward to some more Void Gauntlet content, and I'll see you guys next time.